Tough game for us, and we keep repeating the same actions or whatever, momentum on the road, where we don't play very well in the first half, and we battle in the second half, give ourselves a chance. And, to their credit, they picked up their defense. We had run a couple sets and had success, and they took them away, and we didn't react, and we turned it over down the stretch. You got to make free throws. We didn't get many; they got a bunch. And when we didn't make them, that makes it tough. Staten's a heck of a player. They just didn't even run their stuff. They just went high ball screen. They did it in the second half at our place, and we just couldn't guard it. So and when he gets to the line 35 times or whatever it was, it's tough to deal with. So just disappointing. Hats off to them. They played with a lot of energy. They've had a lot of close games, and this time they found a way to win it.
Bruce, down the stretch, just the turnovers down the stretch.
3 turnovers and 4 missed free throws down the stretch when it was close. So, we got to execute better. I got to help them. They got to help themselves. Everybody's got to do a better job.
How frustrating is that, knowing that you've been in so many games and yet just kind of...
Well, it's part of playing on the road against good teams. The league is not very forgiving, and you got to. We pick it up on defense. We beat people at home and got stops, and they picked it up, and you got to execute better. Like I said, we had success on a couple things we did, but to their credit, they got up their line and took it away, and we just didn't make the plays when we needed to.
Can you chalk that up to youth?
Some of it was the older guys too, and but the biggest thing is the first half. We just don't play. I mean, we'll have 3 turnovers in the first half. He doesn't have 3 in 4 or 5 games, and shot some runners, and it's just I got to help them. We got to find a way to get better prepared and get some emotion and passion in first half. So that's where we lost the game, not at the end. You can focus on those plays. It's all at the beginning of the game. That's where we just didn't play. Now you fight your butt. I called timeout. And I guess you maybe change momentum. I did a great momentum timeout, but we had 2 guys to ask out, and I just thought if we get back-to-back timeouts and we had the media one coming up, maybe that would, we'd have some legs down the end. But ended up being a backfire because they picked it up and we didn't.
Bruce, what's your explanation for this funk that Shane's outfield's in right now?
Well, they put a guard on him, and they put a big guy on West, and some teams have done that. Now he takes away his. It's one of the reasons we got 42 in the paint, though, because now they worried about Shane. They're out there and we're getting layups. So so it's just got to whatever you got to take what comes, what people give you, and we were able to get that. We just didn't make. We took questionable shots in the first half, and bad decisions, and just that's where it counts. They finally we ball screened with Wes and did a couple things, and they switched back, but. That's why Gip was getting all those layups. And we probably should have made some other ones. We had a couple other ones. We had the most points in the paint we've had, 48, I believe. So, but it wasn't enough.
What do you think the guards weren't doing defensively today that they were doing in the first match?
Well, we need Javon. Javon can guard, but if he mentally defeats himself on the offensive end, now, we had trouble playing him. But he's the one who slowed Satan down as much as you can. And again, the second half at our place, they just went ball screen. They said, "Heck with you guys! You take all our stuff away. We're gonna make you guard us on this." And we just I thought we backed up. It helped us in the second half. We backed it up. We tried to push it on the side, But to their credit, they made enough plays down the stretch when it counted.
Is there anything that you can do to take away that high ball screen? I think.
Well, you can. People call it ice. Keep it on the side. Our bigger guys, our big guys didn't do a good job of helping. Where Staten's going, and if he hits a jumper, he hits a jumper, and he goes 1 for 3 from 3 on the whole Big 12, and then he hits a 3. So, and Debo hits some big shots. The loose ball Debo gets and makes a little turnaround there. That's a big play. But you can hard hedge. We did that early. They got us on a couple of other, they moved it and got it to the other people, which we did on them too. And then you flat hedge or ice it, and I thought we backed off, and I thought we did even though they got 42 in the second half or whatever it was, I thought it was a little better, but obviously not enough stops.
at the midway point of the conference now. Is this big thing still just trying to find that consistency?
Well, I think just playing consistent within halves. You know, it's good at home in the half. First half, not as good. Second half, on the road, not as good on the first half, good at second half. And, you know, the league is tough. A lot of good teams. West Virginia's good. They've had how many games? You guys know Gonzaga, Purdue, Oklahoma State. They could have won all those games. They could easily, you know, be 15 and whatever, but they lost them, and today they found a way to get this one. So we got 2 home games coming up. We've had 3 out of 4 in the road. You know, the road is not very forgiving, and you got to be special. And now we go home, and we got 2 home games. We got to get Texas next Saturday. It's going to be big, and hopefully, I'd like to practice, but we got so many guys that are hurting. You know, we probably have to give them more days off than practice days. So I guess we got to. You know, that fine line of getting some guys healthy and feeling good down the stretch.
I'm sure you maybe been in this position before, trying to convince a young team to win on the road. What is the hardest part to teach?
I think you got to understand you got to play better. We did a quote the other day from one of the NBA guys that got to play 20% better on the road than you do at home. And to understand that and be, you know, have that emotional mindset, and we got to be better defensively. The reason we won games, and especially at home, but even when we played on neutral sites, is because of our defense. And we got to guard in the first half if we're going to have any chance.
Okay, thank you guys.